Have you ever wanted to make a resource that only shows variables under certain conditions, such as turning on a boolean or selecting something specific from a drop-down menu? First thing you gotta do is create a new project. Now for this, I'm going to be using a resource. So we're gonna come down here, click Create New, Script, make sure it inherits a resource, and call it whatever you want. Click Create. Now come down here and double click it. Two things you gotta do real quick. Make sure to put @tool, or else nothing in this video will work if you don't put @tool. This is something that's super easy to forget. It's very important that you do @tool. If you save it, you can see it's a tool because this is now blue. Another thing you need to do is define a class name. I'm just going to call it test. So after that, you can now create your own variables, such as test name of type string to another variable, show test of type boolean. Another variable of test type string. That doesn't matter. And the variable that you want to test or check for on the side, put a colon here, enter, and do set in parentheses value. Then do another colon after that, enter, do the variable name, which in this case is show test, equals value. And then after that, enter it again, don't put a colon, and run the function notify property list change. It should pop up. This is just to make sure that it'll update on the side. To look at your variables, first thing you gotta do, save this. Come down here, click create new, go to resource, type in your class name. Mine's test. I'm gonna do test resource. Save that. Now we can double click and you can see our variables are shown here. But this is shown, and we only want this to be shown if this is true. And right now it shows either way. This is where we use the logic. So we need to create a new function called validate property. Enter. And we need to test if show test is equal to false. Do a colon, enter. And we want to make sure that the property, which this will run once for every property, every variable that you have in here, we want to make sure this property dot name, which will be the variable name, equals the variable name we want to test for, which is test. We'll put an underscore right here so this is not equal to this. So this is checking if the property name equal to test. Only if this is false, then we want to hide whatever property this is, which would be our underscore test. So put a colon, enter, and to hide it, we would do property, which would be underscore test dot usage equals, we're assigning it to property in all caps underscore usage. And there's two things you can do here. One of them would be read only, which would make it so you can still see the variable, but it's grayed out and you can't edit it. And the other one, which I would recommend, is no editor, which would completely get rid of it and hide it. Now, if we save this and we click off our resource, click on something else, and then reopen it, now it's gone. And if we click this, then it'll show up again. Okay, now, what if you wanted it to be a drop down, and whatever drop down you select, that corresponds with what is shown? So let's go ahead and make a new script. Call it drop down. Make sure it extends resource. If you're using it for resource, you could use it for nodes, but in this example, I'm just showing for resources. Click create, double click it. Make sure to give it a class name. And then make sure, don't forget, add the tool at the top. Now, of course, add your normal variables, like your name. Then the fastest way to make a drop down is by doing export underscore enum, which is what your drop down is going to be. And then in here is where you're going to make your drop down items. So let's name the first one test 1, put a comma, second one test 2. Then we want to do variable and variable name, call it test type. Then now we can put the colon here, enter, and just like before, do set value, colon here, test type equals value. And don't forget to run notify property list change after that. Now we want the variables that we're going to show. So export variable of test1. Just make it a string. Doesn't matter what that is right now. Same thing for test2. And now for the logic. Same as before. Validate property. Then we can check if test type, which is this enum, or the drop-down list, equals the string test1, which is our first value here. And remember, the only option we have is to hide different variables. So if it's test1, we're going to want to hide test2. So we want to check if property dot name equals in quotes test2, because the property dot name is going to return a string. Strings are in quotes. Then what we're going to want to do is just like before, do property usage equals all caps property underscore usage, either no editor or read only. Again, I recommend no editor. Completely hide it. And now let's do the same thing but the other way around. I'm just going to copy and paste this. Every time you copy and paste something, I recommend reading through it as you go. This time we want, if it's test2, then we want to hide test1. If the property is test1, then we hide it. Okay, good. Now we save this. And just like before, to test it out, we go down here, click create new resource. Remember your name. Drop down test is my name. Double click that or click create. Just call it test. Now we double click on this. We see the name is here, test type, test1, and test2. They're both shown right now because neither one is clicked. Drop down, click test1. Okay, so clearly there's an issue with that. The best way to fix that is to make sure that your enum has type of string and put another colon there. And maybe even assign it one of these values as a default, such as just doing test1. Now we save this, click away. As you can see, we highlight test1, test1 shows, highlight test2, test2 shows. Thank you for watching the tutorial. If you have any other questions about resources or enums or other exported variables, leave them in the comments. If anything isn't working, let me know in the comments. I will try to figure it out for you. If you have any other questions about Godot in general, also leave those in the comments. I might be able to help or make more videos in the future. If you liked the tutorial, consider liking this video. I might make more tutorials in the future. Thank you for watching.